Okay, today we're doing another non-dairy recipe. This is enchilada chicken pasta. Okay, so first thing we're going to start out with is 2 of the large cans of the enchilada sauce. So I believe they're, should have put my glasses on. I think it says 19 ounces or 1 pound. So here's the enchilada sauce. We're going to put in 2 cans of those. We're going to put in our chicken. I'm using frozen chicken tender breasts. And I'm just going to put the rest of that. It should be about 2 pounds, and that's about 2 pounds. Oops, I got some salt on my bag. There we go. Then we're going to add in some green chilies. And I use the mild ones. I just use generic. Okay, and then our seasoning, of course. We're going to open the salt baby. Other end. We're going to put in salt generously because remember I put a lot of chicken in there. And then we're going to put in some pepper. Oh, I think I got a little too generous with that. We're going to use some ground cumin. You want lots of flavors in here, guys. We're going to use some ground oregano. We're going to use some chili powder. Depending on how hot you want it, how much fire, and everything's got to have some garlic in it. All right, and now, forgot my spoon. Here we go. Let's give it a good stir so we can get the sauce and the chicken. Of course, it's frozen, so it's kind of being difficult. There we go. Mix her up. Now, this is going to sit on high for 4 hours. And when we come back from pickleball, we're going to shred it. So it's going to kind of look like that in your crock pot. Can you see it? Let's see. Let's see if I can get this closer for you. It's going to kind of look like that in the crock pot. And we will be back in 4 hours and we'll shred it and then we'll finish the recipe. So it's been 4 hours. I took the chicken and I've shredded it and put it back into the crock pot. Somebody told me not everybody knows how to shred. So the method I use is 2 forks, and here's my piece of chicken, and I just kind of go along on it until it breaks the chicken up. And it's in like bite sizes. Okay, so this has been pretty well shredded, and we're gonna put this back into the crock pot. And I wish there was smell-o-vision because the smell of this is out of this world. And yes, I'm using paper plates for easy cleanup. Okay, so I'll mix that back in there. And let me see if I can show you. That's kind of what it looks like in there. Okay. The next thing I'm going to add is going to be some noodles. Now, normally the pasta that I add to it will be, I cooked that pasta already. Normally the pasta that I'll add will be penne pasta. But I did one of those shopping services and they got me rigatoni. There is a difference. But you know what? For this kind of a meal, it's not a big deal. Okay, so I put that in there. And then what I'm going to add is 2 cups of sour cream. And that's going to, so if you look, our sauce is like thin. So to thicken that sauce up, we're going to add 2 cups of sour cream. Now I know I said this is dairy free. This is Lactaid sour cream. If you can't find the Lactaid sour cream in your store, you can get the other brand that's called Tofuri sour cream. That's pretty good. You'll need 2 containers of that because they're smaller containers. But I'm going to put this whole thing in here. And this is going to thicken up our dinner. There we go. And we're just gonna stir that in there, stir it around. And you can see it kind of changing colors. I'll show you here. There, so I'm not very good left-handed and right-handed with the camera, but anyway, you're gonna stir that in here. So it's gonna get it all nice and have a nice, thick kind of a sauce, okay? So you wanna get all of, there, now you can see the pot better, right? So you wanna get all of your sour cream stirred in here. And I mean, the beautiful thing is, those of us that can't have dairy can still have some kind of a creamy sauce. And it's got all this flavor, all the spices we put in. And then, it takes a minute to stir all this in. It's all melting in here. It's just that you'll find it. You want to make sure you don't have like a big hunk of sour cream in one spot. Okay? All right, so this is all melted in there. And then what I'm going to add on, one last thing. I would have liked more, but somebody got into my green onions. Put in some green onions. If you look, it adds color. My mother always used to say every dish needed to have some color to it. So this just gives our dish some color. All right? Now, we are done. We're going to serve this up, and I'm going to eat it just like this, okay, on a plate. For my husband, I'm actually going to put some cheddar cheese on top and let the cheese just melt with the heat of the food. Okay, so I'm going to turn this down to warm until everybody's here and I can serve it. But there you go. Dairy-free chicken enchilada pasta. Good meal. And it should last you a couple meals. Enjoy.